Hey everyone, how are you guys doing? Oh my goodness, we're so excited for another great week here. Business 101 series here with attorney at law Yvette Salinas. Hey Yvette, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How's everybody else doing today?
That's right. Hopefully everybody is doing really, really good. Now, Yvette is just ripping and running. She barely got here. She's like,
I was
girl.
running a little bit late. I texted her, oh my God, I just got out of meetings. I'm rushing there. And I was like, and then I got to rush out. So it's super busy, but we always make sure we make time for you guys.
Yes, you guys are like really, really special to us. We definitely promised that, we would come out live every single Wednesday, guys, from 1 to about 1:20. Right. We're leaving a couple of minutes there if you guys have any questions. Now, if you guys have not seen, series episode 1, 2, 3, how many do we have?
We have 4 already. This is episode 5.
Oh my God.
5, guys. This is episode 5. The first one was just an introduction telling you what we were going to be doing, but we technically have 4 before this one. So this is the 5th episode, guys. 5th episode.
That's right. So you know what? Definitely you want to get on the feed. If you guys are in the Women Unlimited group, we do have several cameras. So we are also going out to YouTube because we just want everybody to know.
We want everybody to get the information.
Yes, we have a lot of great information. Can you tell them what have we talked about so far?
So far, because again, this is a Business 101 series. That's how we started it. The first episode we had was talking about DBA, so doing business as. The second episode we did was talking LLC, so limited liability company. Then we did limited partnerships and limited liability partnerships. And today we're talking contracts.
I'm trying to write it all down so we can go over that.
A lot of information.
We can go over that again, just letting you guys know, about these episodes. The thing is, you can get to Saving Our Way, and then you guys are gonna, look up Business 101 with, Brenda and Yvette, and you can check it out there. Or you guys, like I said, we're talking, to multiple cameras here in multiple groups. If you guys,
we're
like, which one do we look at? Oh my goodness. So if you guys are not a part of our Women Unlimited group, definitely look that up. Get in there, invite your friends and family. Yes. Definitely, we are doing our best. We do have a ton of business women, of course, in this group. And a lot of women are, opening up their business, or they just have questions regarding, all of these topics that we're talking about. And we definitely want to help them out. So definitely go and join that group.
Yeah.
Now, today we are talking contracts.
Right. So again, we always start, y'all know the drill now, for those of you who have already been here for the 5th episode.
Right.
I always have to start with saying any information we provide to you today is not legal advice. It does not create an attorney-client privilege. There's no relationship. I don't want you telling anybody, oh, my attorney Yvette said, I haven't even met you. So just have to put that out there. All of this is just information for you. If you do want legal advice, you can either contact my office or contact another attorney. But right now, all the information that we provide to you is informational and does not constitute legal advice.
Yes,
and on that note, now we can go ahead and get into it.
All right, so, and I keep looking down because I was like, wait, I wanted to share to this one group, but we don't even have time to do that. We will do that later. So we are talking, like Yvette was saying, contracts. So my very first question is, why is contract review important?
So I know there's a lot of people, we've all been guilty of it, where we get into a contract for purchase of a phone, for example.
Oh, wow.
You just go ahead and you just sign because you want the brand new phone, but you're not really paying attention to what it is that you're signing, right? Same thing when
always being in a hurry.
Right? Same thing when you go and you purchase a home. Those mortgage contracts are typically anywhere from like 20 to 40 pages long, depending on what's in them, right?
True.
But most people just, that's good. Okay, I'm going to sign here. And you don't really know what you're signing, right? So it's very,
it could cost you in the long run, I'm pretty sure.
So contract review is critically important to make sure that, one, you're protecting yourself. That's the biggest thing, right? Because you have to also remember that a lot of these big companies are going to look out for themselves. They're not going to look out for you, right? So if you don't review the contract, you don't know what's protecting you or what's not protecting you, and you don't know what's in the 4 corners of that document.
That is true. So what are some things to pay attention to in the contract?
So in the actual contract, what we like to say is you want to make sure that all of your prior agreements are in there, right? So if you've had some type of verbal negotiation and you've been going back and forth saying, hey, you know, I'm going to buy this home if you fix the roof, or I'm going to, you know, agree to pay X amount if this is done. But if it's not contained in that actual contract, it doesn't matter that you had a verbal agreement. Most contracts will have a provision in there that says this constitutes the full and final agreement between the parties. You want to make sure you look for that language because you want to make sure that all of your terms are contained in there, right? So that's something to keep an eye on. Always make sure that names are spelled properly, addresses, all that information is true and correct to the best of your knowledge.
All right, so are there things that
contracts should always have? So there are a couple things that contracts should always have, right? You always want to make sure that the date is listed.
Okay.
That's a big thing. That it has a signature block for both parties, right? Depending on what it is, right? Make sure if it's like a sale of a home that it has a seller's signature block plus the buyer's signature block. You want to make sure that there's specific language in there that says, you know, this is the final contract for the parties, that type of thing.
All right, thank you so much. So why should you have an attorney review a contract before you're signing it?
Because you want to make sure you're protecting yourself, right? That's the biggest thing, especially if it's like a large purchase. You're purchasing a home, you're purchasing something that you're like a car, where it's like a large amount, or if it's something that's critically important.
Even
you're
like if it's a lease, you know,
yes,
some type
a
of
lease.
lease.
You're doing
for
some
your
type
business.
of business agreement, like a business contract. You're doing a wedding, right? People, that's one of the biggest things that people get into with problems is weddings. You would be surprised how many people end up getting into contract issues with wedding venues, wedding vendors, that type of situation, and them not fulfilling their end of the contract or not being able to get out of the contract if the wedding gets canceled for whatever reason, you know, COVID, weather, or the parties just decide not to get married. And you went and you signed that contract without really knowing what you were signing. And a lot of these, like, weddings are expensive. And so you signed for a cake and you're now on the hook for a $5,000 cake because you didn't make sure that you had some type of out in there. Like, to, you know, yeah, you might lose a percentage, you lose a deposit.
Right.
But if you don't read that contract and you just sign, then it's hard for you to be able to get out of it later.
Really
so
is
it's
a
important
scary
for you
thing.
to have somebody else review it for bigger, especially bigger things.
There you go. So what is the worst case scenario?
Worst case scenario is you sign something and you're like, oh, you know, I did this and now I want to get out. Well, you can't get out most of the time because most of them are pretty ironclad.
Hey,
Some,
Sandra.
you know, there's always like loopholes. Hey, Sandra. Sometimes there's loopholes to get out. But for the most part, if it's done, especially from like a larger corporation, for example, a mortgage company, you're going to have a really, really hard time getting out of that contract if you didn't read it properly, or if you do something that violates a contract. A lot of people, especially like with mortgage situations,
I could see that.
they go and they're like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and deed my interest over to somebody else.
Right.
Not knowing that they have an acceleration clause in their mortgage. And so by doing that, then it accelerates a note. And guess what? Now you have to pay the full amount up front. But because you didn't read it,
I'm sure there's been a lot of people that got stuck just like
and
that.
it happens. And so the worst case scenario is you end up in a situation where you're having to pay a ton of money because you didn't pay attention to what you were reading.
Well, yeah.
Or you're wanting to get out and there's no way for you to get out without, you know, some type of huge financial burden.
Well, and I'm sure that they will highlight in the contract what they want you to know that kind of looks like, oh, wow, this is a great contract.
Exactly.
And they're definitely not going to tell you, you know, those small little words in the contract that they do not want you to read.
Yeah.
That's where a lawyer comes in and they make double sure, like, is that the first thing you go to?
Yeah, exactly.
little-
Double check everything. Double check it all.
That's right. That's right. So thank you so much. Like, what we try to do is we try to come in and we try to come out.
Just
we
give
try
you the
to-
information quickly.
Yeah. We know that you guys are busy. We try to come, you know, at the same time every, you know, single week, which is about, you know, it's every Wednesday from, you know, 1 o'clock to 1:20 120, 130 around there. If you guys have any questions regarding contracts, then definitely you guys can put that below. Now, even after this live is over with, you could always, tag Yvette. You can, tag me if you guys have any questions. Though I'm not a lawyer, what I'm going to do is just tag her.
Yeah, she's just going to tag me. So just tag me so that way she doesn't have to be a middle person.
Now,
and then all my contact information will be there also as well.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
So what is your phone number if they do want?
So my office number is 210-415-4917. Or you can reach me via my website, and it's YvetteSalinasLaw.com.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. Thank you for your information.
Of course.
Now, just really quick, I just wanted to congratulate attorney at law here, Yvette Salinas. Guys, she was in the Gen X magazine. We're going to go ahead and put that magazine below.
Yeah.
She has an article in there. Can you tell us really quick, what did you write about?
So I wrote about what I primarily do, which is estate planning and probate.
Very good.
I explained that a little bit. What are the different documents, the 5 main documents I encourage clients to get, why they're important, and then what is probate, because people don't really know what probate is. So it's a very short article.
There's a lot of confusion when it comes to probate.
Yeah, people don't understand it. They think I think people also have a misconception. They think it's on the criminal side, because they think probation.
Right.
It's totally different. So I explain a little bit of that. So it's very informational.
That's right. So we're going to go ahead and get the link to that magazine.
Yes.
I mean, it's more free information.
Yeah.
What we are trying to do is do our best to just put out as much information that you guys are asking for. You guys are coming in saying, I don't know about probates. I'm not sure about wills. We're opening a business. What is a DBA? What's an LLC? Okay, so, every week we're coming in and we're doing our best to get you guys that information. And did I say we're getting it to you guys free? Because this attorney here is awesome and amazing.
Yes.
And this is what makes her different than that next attorney. I just, not putting anybody down in any way. Everybody is fantastic in their own way, but her way, to me, is the best way.
Yeah, I try my best.
Oh my goodness. So again, if you guys have any questions, all you have to do is just put that below. I have another screen going on. Okay, so the other thing I want to say is you were on the 99.1 Gen X radio station
yesterday. It was amazing.
Tell us all about it.
So yesterday I was on the show, which was a great experience. I hadn't been since before COVID, I think. So
that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, and so the station it's amazing. The show itself was great. Linda and Brenda are the hosts, and they did an amazing job.
Yep, I also have a radio show.
She's got her hands in a bunch of different pots in case you didn't know.
What hat am I wearing
Which
today?
hat is she wearing today? No, it was a great show, and we offered a lot of information about estate planning and why it's important, and
we were very
why
detailed.
You should think about it. A lot of people don't want to know about it, or they just are scared of it.
Or they're scared of the cost?
Yeah, and so we discussed a lot of that and a little bit more about my background and why I got into law and why I decided to become an attorney and all that. So it was actually really, really, really good show.
That's right. So we were really excited to have you on the show. We are super stoked about, you and the Gen X magazine, and just having you in our Women's Unlimited group, doing this Business 101 with me. So I just want to thank you. And you're also an admin for the group.
I am. So you guys will see me randomly
Do
post
you have the time?
I don't know, and things are picking up now with work, and so I'm like
I don't
okay,
know.
let me go in, and at night I'm commenting, okay, let me do this. Okay, in the morning, okay, I have some time. Oh, I have a break in between a meeting. Okay, let me. It's literally in between things.
Oh,
so you guys will see me sporadically pop in and out. But that's because that's usually where I have a break in my schedule.
That is right. But again, we don't want to take up a lot of your time.
Yeah.
What we promised is that we were going to come in, we were going to give you guys, the information that you were requesting, and we were going to try to do it in such a timely manner that you guys are in and you guys are out.
On your lunch break. You can watch after you put the kids to bed. We just want to get you the information quickly. I know it can be overwhelming, and so we try and keep it short, and that's why we're breaking up the series into small segments.
That's right. All right, guys. Well, we are going to let you go. Thanks, Sandra, for sharing us. Thanks, everybody that is coming in.
Thank you to those who watch later, because I know a bunch of you are at work right now, and you will watch later. We get a lot of views late at night.
So definitely share. Okay, again, this is attorney at law Yvette Salinas, and her phone number to get a hold of her is
210-415-4917, or you can go to my website, YvetteSalinasLaw.com, and then contact me through there.
There you go. All right, guys, we will get her information, and we'll make sure that it is above and below on our live show, and we will make sure the information is on YouTube as well, and anywhere else we end up, right?
Yeah, anywhere else we end up. Bye,
All right,
guys.
we'll
Have
talk
a great
to you guys
day.
later. Let me go and press finish. Okay, bye, everybody.